Hey everyone, it's Karina with Karina Loves to Plan. Welcome back to my channel. I am here for another ink swatching video. This is part 2 of the inks that Wava sent me. I will link in the corner up here as well as in the description below the first part with the inks that she had sent me. She sent me a huge package, which I will picture here. Thank you so much, Wava, for your generosity, but I'm going to go ahead and swatch these ones right now. And I have here my Galen Leather A5 notebook with 52 GSM Tomoe River paper. I also have, oh, and I just shook the camera. I have my Wearingeul swatch cards, my Rhodia paper, and I will be using my Kakimori brass nib on my River City Penco pen holder. This nib, or I'm sorry, this ink sample vial holder and this pen holder is from Fountain Pendulum, who I will link down in the description below. Now, I wanted to say that I will have 7 inks to swatch here, but Wava also included these 2 glitter potions from Wearingeul. We have Silver Shoes as well as Healing Light. So one is a silver shimmer, so it's an additive that you can add to your inks. And then the other one is a yellow gold type of shimmer. So I won't be swatching these today, but I might do a separate video testing these out in other inks. So I'm going to put that aside here so I don't accidentally swatch those. And let's go ahead and get started. The first ink I have here is Wearingeul Dracula, and this is one that I never thought I would get, but I really like the color, but I also like that shimmer that's in here. So I'm really intrigued to, okay, this one's really tight. I'm really intrigued as to what this one is going to look like. I don't normally go for inks of this color, but I am really intrigued to see what that's going to look like. So I'm placing a few drops here with my pipette onto my notebook, my Wearingeul swatch card, as well as my Rhodia paper. And then I'm going to grab a little bit here on my Speedball Bean nib and put some on there so that I can put some on the cap. Didn't grab any. There we go. Oh, that is interesting. Okay. So then I'm talking you through this step by step and swirling it around with my ink sample vial. That's lovely. I feel like there's a lot of steps to my ink swatching process, but there are a few places that I keep record of all of the inks that I've ever tried. You do not have to do this. This is something that I enjoy doing, and this is something, you know, for me, I like to keep track of the inks that I've acquired. I like to keep track of the different ink color families, and this is how I have fun with this hobby. Now, for me personally, you know, there are going to be some inks that for me it's just enough to be able to sample them and swatch them like this. They may never see a pen, and that's okay. And then I can always pass them on to somebody who I think will probably love them and use them more than I will, and that's perfectly okay as well. I feel like that's the whole point, and all the fun that you're going to get with ink samples is the ability to be able to do that. Ooh, that is fun. So let's write the name in here. Wearingeul Dracula. It's that red with that purple shimmer. Not an ink I would normally go for, but I was really intrigued by all of the samples, and I don't know, the name freaks me out a little bit, but maybe that's just me. So this is a sample of Wearingeul Dracula. And you can already see it drying on the Rhodia paper. Like, look at that, that's so, so cool. So that is Wearingeul Dracula. Next we have a Wearingeul Frankenstein, another shimmer ink, and I'm curious about this one as well. So I'm gonna first take a little bit with my Speedball nib and place it on the cap. Ooh, pretty. Already enjoying that. Then taking my pipette and making sure that I line this up, because if I don't do that, I will probably use up way more space than I need to. And then going in, swirling with my sample vial. Another beautiful purple. Oh, I never thought that I would like purples as much as I do, but they are a fun ink for me. And purple's not normally a color that, like, in my everyday life you see me wearing, but it's different with fountain pen ink. I like seeing it in my writing. I like seeing it in my journal or my doodles. And this one was Frankenstein, right? Yeah. I remember reading Frankenstein in first year university English and not really appreciating it for what it was. Because I mean, how many of us at 18 really appreciated the books that we were reading in school? But I think I should really reread it now. Very cool ink. This is a sample Wearingeul, and it's going a long way, and I just got some on my hand. Very cool. Is that like blue shimmer in there? I'm really interested to see what this looks like when it dries. Gosh, purple on my hand already. But I mean, look at it. You see the purple, and I don't know if the camera's picking up that blue shimmer, green shimmer in there. I can see why it's called Frankenstein. I'll show this once it's dry as well, but that is fantastic. And then now you're seeing the shimmer drying in Dracula. Very cool. So that is Wearingeul Frankenstein. Next we have Old Man and the Sea. And this one was one I was actually gonna end up purchasing myself, but Wave was like, no, I've got it. I've got you. And Wave was so organized when she sent these. Like, look, they're all typed. Beautiful. So just agitating that a little bit here. Ooh. Forgot what this one looked like. So it'll drop here, here, maybe a tiny drop there. I'm excited for this one. Where's that ink sample vial? Oh, I love it already. Gorgeous. I think that's a fantastic color. Some of these, like, I knew that what exactly I was hoping for, and then some of them I just completely forgot what I asked for. So it's like a surprise. Surprise in every package. It's ink swatching for me is, I think, such a gift, because I find it so relaxing to swatch inks. Oops. Yeah, I find it so relaxing to swatch inks. I love being able to see all of the different inks once they've dried like this. But just the act of swatching inks as well is just, I love it. Wearingeul. Oh, it's just Old Man and the Sea. I really like this one. Ooh, that's so smooth on this nib. Lovely. Wearingeul. I feel like this is so different from the Wearingeul inks that I tried this time last year, which were all so light. These ones are so dark compared to the ones that I had tried last year. But I'm into the bolder inks now. Last year I really wanted all the light inks, and now after trying all those light inks, old man, oh whatever, and see. But yeah, after trying those light inks, I discovered that, you know what, I need something that I can read while I'm writing it. And while the light inks are great for artwork and things like that, for writing, they just weren't for me. And that's what's changed really in the last little while here. So that is Wearingeul, Old Man and the Sea, and I'm just loving how that's drying. And already, like, there's an update on Frankenstein. It's got that sheen and that shimmer, just stunning. The next one is Wearingeul Persephone. I feel like Wava just sent me, except for one, all of the inks that she sent me are all shimmer inks. I'm not mad about that at all. So just agitating Persephone here. That sounds wrong. I'm purposely agitating Persephone. Here we go. Okay, so making sure that I'm in line. Then some here, 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 and a little dot here. Is this another purple ink? Yep. Which I don't mind at all. As you can tell, I'm loving the purples. Ooh, that reminds me of Jane Eyre with shimmer. And I like that. And the shimmer, what is the color of that shimmer? It looks more like a purple or a pink shimmer, which is lovely. And get a bit on my nib here. Wava, you really filled these to like the top. I love it. Thank you. All right, so do my little flower. Oh, I'm really liking that. Yeah, it does remind me of Jane Eyre with shimmer. Persephone. I studied or took some classics courses in university because I had enough science course credits that I could just take a few more arts courses and be fine. And I loved all of the classical or the Greek mythology. And the 2 classics courses, was it 2 or 3 classics courses I took? I can't remember. Were all about Greek mythology. And what I loved about that course was that we were basically just sitting there having our professor read to us. It was great. Definitely different from all the science courses that I was taking. Oh, look at that dry. That is gorgeous. I love that. So that is Wearingeul Persephone. So that is it for the Wearingeul inks, and I absolutely love them. I think I'm sorry, but my favorite has to be Wearingeul Persephone. Although I am liking the shimmer that is showing up in Old Man and the Sea. Oh, hard to decide, hard to decide. So the next 2 inks are from Ferris Wheel Press, the first being Knitted Nettle. And this is a newer one. I think that came out in either February or March. And I am interested to see this one because I think this one was green as well. Ooh, no, it's like a teal. Where is my pipette? So this will be interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a tiny drop here. Oh, excited for this. And then, while that's doing its thing, swirl this around. Oh yeah. That's definitely a much easier way to do that, but it leaves it a little bit messy. And clean that up with a paintbrush. But look at that already. I'm excited to see what the shimmer is gonna turn out like in this one. Let me just clean that up because that's driving me nuts. All right, so getting some on my nib. And I can already see it drying. It kind of reminds me of Edward's Gardens, which I just received recently as well. But I think, oh my goodness. Ugh. Why is it there? Why is it always there? I need somewhere to put my arm. So this is Ferris wheel press knitted nettle. Yeah, it was doing really well for not getting ink on my hands, and then I get it on a place where it's going to get on everything. At least I didn't spill the bottle like I did with Edward's Gardens, and it's now all the way down the side of my notebook. Oh, but I am really liking how that's drying. Oh, I know where I put my hand and that tiny drop that got over there. Nettle. Yeah, it does remind me a little bit of Edward's Gardens. I'll have to pull it out to compare. Knitted nettle, but I think Edward's Gardens knittled. Oh my gosh, what is with me? Knitted nettle. But I think this one has more of a pink shimmer, whereas Edward's Gardens is like a blue and a red shimmer. That's really pretty. All right, so that's Ferris wheel press knitted nettle. So I pulled out the color family. So that is Ferris wheel press Edward's Gardens, and I forgot it is a red sheen with gold shimmer, and then this one has the pink shimmer. So the base color looks very similar, but then they've got the different shimmers, and I really like that pink shimmer in knitted nettle. The next Ferris wheel press ink is Poison Envy, and I'm always curious about these ones. Like there's certain inks that I am immediately like, I need to buy a bottle of that, and that was Wearingeul. And then the others, I am okay with a sample, because I know that if I bought all of the inks, I would never get through all of them. Oops, did I not get enough? There, tiny bit here. Perfect. And knowing me, I hope I don't get this spilled everywhere. Ooh. There's a theme with a lot of the purples and the shimmers that are happening today, and I am really enjoying it. So this here, oh, I love that. And I love that the purples can all be so different, that I've swatched how many purples and they look different. So this is Ferris wheel press. Poison Envy. Oh, so interesting. Now, the only thing for me is that if this is a sheener, I don't know if I can handle that. I'm not great with sheening inks, mostly because while I'm writing with it, if the reflection of the light from the sheen hits my eyes the wrong way, I can get headaches or migraines. So I can appreciate how pretty a sheening ink looks, but I personally on a day-to-day basis cannot use it because I have light sensitivity and can easily get headaches and migraines. Looks like, yeah, this is definitely a sheening ink. I'm gonna wait for that to dry and see what happens with the shimmer, because if you're looking at the rodeo paper, you can see the shimmer there, but the sheen is more prominent on the Tomoe River paper, so it'll be interesting to see them dry. So that is Ferris Press, Poison Envy. Last and certainly not least is Robert Oster Muddy Sand. I think this is the only non-shimmer ink that Wava sent me. And I know of other people in Simona's Discord group that like muddy inks like this. So I'm interested to try. Always have one that's not like the other. Just a few drops here and seeing what that's gonna be like. Ooh, so far enjoying that. And then, oh, where's my ink sample vial? Here we go. Oh, a nice brown. And who would have thought that I would like brown inks, honestly. Okay, that did not translate well. That's pretty. Yeah, I never thought I'd really get into the brown inks, but I really like this one. And I like, oh, geez, got more ink on me. I like exploring the different brown inks. It feels really wet coming off the nib though. So I wonder if it would be very wet in a pen. What was this? Muddy Sand. All right, I like that. Definitely different. I like the way that it is shading right now. Really good shader. Oh, I like it. That did not work out the way I wanted it to. I wonder if I just need to do it again because that is not gonna dry well. And let me try that again. I'm gonna have to just get rid of that. I'm not happy with that. All right, that's much better, having done that one over. So I really like how that's shading so far, especially on the rodeo paper. That's really nice. And even on here, that's interesting. So, you know, I go from having like all of these shimmer inks, and then I have Robert Oster Muddy Sand, which is such a contrast to the rest of them. So, but I do really like that brown, and I'm really liking experimenting with all of the different browns. So that is Robert Oster Muddy Sand. So there are all of the inks that Wava has sent me. She sent me so many, plus she also sent me these two Wearingeul glitter potions, which I will definitely test out in another video. But I'm really loving Frankenstein, Old Man in the Sea. I really like Persephone, Ferris Press Knitted Nettle. I don't know if I'm a fan of Poison Envy. Like, the shimmer is great, but the sheen is almost too much for me. And then Robert Oster Muddy Sand is a really good neutral color. So I go from like really bright shimmers to very neutral brown. But that is it for me for this ink swatching video. I just want to say a huge thank you again to Wava for sending me these inks. It's been so fun doing an ink swap with you. And let me know down below what your favorite is, and if you've tried any of these inks, or I feel like I always get the comment, oh, there's another one to add to my list. Thanks. So let me know what you think you're going to try. Now, don't forget to hit that like button and to subscribe for more videos in the future. Thanks again so much for watching, and have yourselves a great day.